Okay, so the official welcome to our call. My name is Kristen, and this is our team training call. This is Fresh Start for 2018. And just to tell you a little bit about the agenda tonight, I'm going to start with a few words of wisdom, I guess. I don't know, maybe some inspiration. I don't know what it's going to be, but to help you guys with not necessarily goal setting, because I think everybody's been through a zillion goal setting opportunities. I think everybody knows how to set goals. It's going to be more how to act upon them. And that's exactly what we were talking about just a little bit ago. It's one thing to set a goal. It's another thing to reach for it and make it happen. So I've got some words of wisdom to share from some books that I've been reading, and I hope it, maybe has an impact on you guys. And then the things that you guys are most excited for are going to be announcements. So we're going to look a little bit about what's being discontinued and what's coming up new tool wise, and a little bit about the schedule to transition into the new season. So that's kind of the gist of today's call. It is being recorded, so if you either need to hear something again, feel free to listen again, and then of course share it with team members that aren't on the call so that they can get the same great information. So of course this is casual, we're a very small group, so if you guys have any questions or comments as we go along, please do not hesitate to interrupt. And that's kind of what this is all about. I don't want to be, just doing all the talking. I want this to be interactive with you guys. So anyway, so I kind of asked before I started the recording, so I'm going to ask again. How many of you guys have given some thought? And actually tonight, obviously we're here on a Pampered Chef call, but really when I'm talking about goals and reaching those goals and what you need to do to reach those goals, I really want you guys to feel free to think about anything. So, probably you have, given some thought to your Pampered Chef business, and maybe you've set some goals for that. But maybe you've set some other goals for, I don't know if you want to call them resolutions or goals, or, have some thoughts of what you'd like to accomplish this year. And it can be anything in your life. Maybe you have some goals for health or weight loss or financial situations that are in your world, or better relationships with family members or husbands or spouses or other people or whatever. So I don't want tonight's training just to be about Pampered Chef. I mean, I really want to give you the freedom to kind of think about anything that you would like to accomplish this year and how you can make that happen. Okay, so have you guys set some goals? Again, I'm talking in general. You don't necessarily need to share them unless you want to. But, do you have some ideas of some things that you'd like to make happen this year?
Yes.
Yes? No? So,
Yes.
Okay. So like I said, kind of keep those in mind as we talk. So, anyway, so I know, the new year is that time where it's, a blank page, and anything and everything is possible. So definitely go with that optimism, I guess, is the best way also to look at the new year and look at what you're going to create. And, as you're thinking about your goals, like I said, you can reflect back. They always say reflect back on the year before or a time period before. And, think about, did you reach a goal? Did you make progress towards a goal? And I think where I think a lot of people fail is not in that they don't set a goal at all. And so I used to not be a goal setter just because I don't know. I don't know. I think we all have those opinions. Like at work when they say set your goals for the year, you're like, oh, do I have to do it? But I have found that when you do have a target, it gives you something to shoot for. It gives you something to work for. So I think it really is important to set some goals. And I think as long as you're moving towards your goals, consider that a success. I think sometimes we beat ourselves up when we set a goal and we don't reach it. And I don't think goals are necessarily black and white. Like, yes, I did it. No, I didn't. I think they're always a work in progress. And I think as long as you're working towards them, I think you can consider it a success. And of course, you're going to adjust your goals along the way. I mean, I can tell you for myself, I don't know, how many times I've set goals, and yeah, I didn't reach it in that initial time period, but I kept working on it, and I set a new target date, and I kept working, and you finally get to where you want to be. So so with that said, maybe that kind of makes it a little different. Don't feel like it has to be a set thing and you make it or you don't. I think they can be very fluid, I guess, if you will, and that you can kind of change them and reset them and refocus on them. Okay, so I have a couple notes. Sorry, that's why I keep looking down at my paper and I don't want to miss anything. So I think the first thing is set that goal or decide you're gonna work towards something. Okay, I mean, you have to decide. You have to get your brain in the game. And those of you that came to the training, you know, with Judy Joel last week, I mean, that was a lot of it. Is you got to set your mind for what you want. So that's why, like I said, I think the goal setting is good, and that you get your brain in the game and that you decide what you want. And again, you know, when you're leading with your brain, it's going to help you get there. But then the part that's the hard part, we were talking about this, is taking action. Is that where everybody kind of is like, ugh, right? Anybody have any tips of things maybe they've done over the years that has helped them to start to work towards a goal or keep them focused when they're not feeling like either doing it or they don't feel like they're making progress? Do you guys have any words of wisdom or anything that you'd like to share?
I don't have anything that's worked in the past, but I'm kind of excited about something I'm going to try this year, and that's trying to really map it out more to where I'm looking at it not only on a monthly but also on a weekly thing, and actually mapping out, like, on week 1, this is what I'm going to do. Week 2, this is what I'm going to do. Whether if, like the first 3 months, maybe I'm going to try to reach out to everybody, all of my contacts, every single one, and then break that down to so many per week.
Perfect, right.
I don't know. But try to really map it out and then try to really look at that every day.
Perfect. And I think you're going to find the beauty of what you're suggesting is you've taken a big goal. So like if you say, you know, let's say you have, I don't know, 1,000 contacts. And if you were to say, I am going to reach out to 1,000 contacts this month, what does that make you think? Blah, right?
It's
like,
big. Yeah, it's too
big.
big.
It's overwhelming. There's no way. And so then you don't even get started, right?
No.
But if you break it down into smaller, more manageable numbers, that you're like, okay, I can do that. Okay, today I need to make 5 contacts. I can do it. And then if you get a little off track, it's not like a throw the whole thing out the window. You just have to adjust for that little bit that you missed at the small end. Right. So I think you've hit it on the nail on the head, Laura, is that it is, you know, take that big goal. You know, some of you might be looking to earn a trip this year. Let's say I'm just going to pull a business thing out and a big one. And you know, you're sitting here now thinking, and I know the points for Hawaii for me are like 80,000 points. And when I think about 80,000 points, when I'm sitting here with 0, it's like, oh my goodness, how am I ever going to get there? But when you take that number and you break it down by month, you break it down by week, and you look at all the little pieces that go to it, you know what? It's like, I can do that. And you just step by step, you're going to get there. So anybody else have anything they want to share? Okay.
Well, I can't take credit for that. Somebody else told me about that. So,
well, whoever told you, hallelujah, and do it, because I think I think it'll work for you. So there's 2 books that I want to share with you guys that have been really inspirational to me. One was the book that was shared at the training last week, and that is called Take the Stairs by Rory Vaden. Did anybody pick up a copy of this from last week after hearing about it? No?
Not yet, but I want to.
Okay, it's really good. I have a copy. If anybody wants to borrow it, you can, but I really would recommend just buying it just so that you have it in your hands and that you can come back to it, because it's a quick read and you're going to want to read it a couple of times. When you kind of lose some inspiration, you might want to pull it out again and read it again. So this is one book. I'm going to talk a little bit about it. And the other book, it's on my Nook, so I don't have a picture of it to hold up for you, but it's called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. And again, it's an even quicker read than the Take the Stairs. Has anybody heard of either of these books? I know Take the Stairs, some of you heard about last week, but The Slight Edge.
I have the Take the Stairs on my iPad.
Oh, good.
I got it last year, and then I didn't read it. I started to read it, and then I don't know what happened. I stopped.
Yeah. Get it out. If you got it, read it, because it's so good. So yeah, you will absolutely love it. I'm going to share a little bit about it, so maybe it'll inspire you to read it. Anybody heard of The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson? Okay, so that one
No.
actually is my all-time favorite book, and like I said, I don't know how many times I've read it, but I just keep going back to it because it's so, I guess, inspirational is probably the best word. So anyway, so kind of both books are kind of along the same premise, and what it is so the Slight Edge, I'm going to just kind of share the over, I guess the big concept of the book is that by doing the little things that often seem inconsequential, by doing them every day, you're going to see big rewards, or it's going to be compounded. So think about if you had a penny and then you compounded it. So day one, you have a penny. It means nothing. It's not worth very much. Day two, let's say you double it. So now you have 2 cents. And then you double that again, and now you have 4. And you double that and you have 8. And you keep going, and you can see how that compounding of something inconsequential as a penny can become thousands, millions of dollars in time. They also liken it to, I don't know if anybody has, I know they're not here necessarily in Colorado, but lily ponds. The way a lily pad, I guess, reproduces is it starts as 1, and then it becomes 2, and the same thing. So like, you know, for days and days and days, it doesn't look like anything, like you have this big lake and like one little lily pad, but then by like day 30, by the time how it's growing, it like takes over the lake in one day. Does that kind of make sense? So kind of what he's saying is, so I guess, you know, kind of think about, I always think of weight loss. Okay. So you have a goal that you want to lose some weight, and you can pick any number of pieces you want to. You know, you have to eat better. You're going to, like, if there's a donut in front of you at breakfast, you can choose to eat it or not, right? You're going to choose that donut, or you could choose something healthy. You know, going to the gym is another example, whatever. So if I choose to eat the donut today, it's not going to make a big difference, right? I'm not going to gain 10 pounds because I ate a donut. By the same token, if I don't eat that donut, I'm not going to lose any weight either. So the decision I make on eating that donut today really doesn't make any difference, right? But what happens when you eat a donut every day? That's when it starts to compound, and then it becomes a problem. Or same thing, if you choose not to eat that donut every day, again, one day I'm not going to miraculously lose weight because I didn't eat a donut, but over time, by making a better choice, you know, that curve goes, you know, in a better direction for you. So think about that goal. And again, well, let me share a couple things, and then I want you to go back to think about your goal a little bit. So the one thing to know with goal setting, I think, is you have to be patient. And I think that's my number one problem that I have, is I'm not very patient. It's like when I set my mind to something and I start working on it, I want it to happen right away. I want to see results right away. Is anybody else like that?
Yes.
I think we all are. But sometimes you have to realize it's just doing the right thing day after day after day, even though you may not see results, you know, that day or the next day or the next day, but eventually you're going to see those results. So if you know you're doing the right thing, even if it's small, but doing that right thing, the same thing, you know, doing the right things day after day after day, you're eventually going to get the results that you want. Okay. So think back to that gym. First day, you work out 10 minutes. It's not going to make a difference one way or the other, but you do it day after day after day. And even if it's just a little bit of time, compounded, it's going to have results for you. You know, and it might take a month before you see them. It's not going to be today. I worked out today. Yay. I've got, you know, I see a difference. So I think that's, you know, one thing that we all have to just be patient with ourselves and know that over time it's going to come to you. And it's having faith in the process that, again, that simple, positive, doing the right thing repeated over time is going to get you where you want to be. Anybody have any examples of anything they want to share where they've noticed that, or, you know, had that aha with maybe a goal they've worked on? You guys are awfully quiet tonight. Come on. So, okay. So the other premise of this book is as we're talking about, we're not talking about making, you know, big, huge changes in your world to lose weight or make money or do your business or whatever. It's the smallest little insignificant things, doing the simple things over and over and over again. And they're easy to do, right? Because they're so little and they're so simple, but they're also easy not to do, right?
Yep.
Okay, so think about making a phone call, picking up the phone. It's easy to do. You got 5 minutes, pick up the phone and make a call, right? But how easy is it to not do that also?
A lot easier.
Right. And so that's what happens. And so just that little thing, making one phone call today, doing that every day, think where your business would be, or not doing it every day. Where is your business going to be? So again, keep that in mind. We're not talking big changes, just a little simple thing that you all know what to do, no matter what it is in your life. You know what to do. I think we all know what to do. It's just a matter of, making yourself do it. So anyway, so just kind of keep that in mind. And I think, you're always confronted with choices all day long. I mean, whether it's in your real job, it's with your family, it's with whatever, you always have the choice of, do I do it or not? And I think it's, being in the mindset of, remembering, is my decision to do this or not do this going to get me closer to my goals? Getting your brain in the game that I'm going to make a conscious effort to do what I need to do. No matter how small it is, I'm going to do it every day just to get it done. Right? Easy enough? Just got to, it's the choice is yours. I mean, that's it. And we all know that. The choice is yours. You do it or not. So, and again, as we talked about, success or failure is not immediate. There's no magic bullet. There's not one thing I can tell you that's going to just be amazing for whatever your goal is. But it's, like I said, just doing the simple little ordinary things every day. And you guys have probably heard this before. Show up, be consistent. And again, this is, I don't care what your goal is. I'm not even talking Pampered Chef, but show up, be consistent, have a good attitude, be committed for a long period of time, have faith and a burning desire to reach your goal, and be willing to pay the price. Does that not make sense? When you think about it? But I think too many times, like I said, I think it's that you don't have that burning desire for whatever it is. Because I think when your desire for whatever it is strong enough, that's your motivation to do it. And again, it's, forefront, and you're making the decisions to go in the right direction. So anyway, so that's kind of the slight edge. So basically, you kind of think about, here's your life, and making the right decisions, you're going to start moving up, 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 up into a positive curve. Or you make some wrong decisions every day, making poor decisions, not working towards your goals, and that your curve of your life is going to be going down. And so it's up to you. And again, nothing life shattering. And I think that's why I like the book, because it's so simple and it's so easy. And it's just the simplest little things can get you where you want to be. So kind of keep that in mind. Then along the same lines of that is back to the Take the Stairs book. And the premise of this book is somewhat similar, in that to reach success, the premise is that you have to be willing to do things that unsuccessful people, wait, I got to get this straight in my head. I have it written down. Let me find it. Anyway, so basically you have to be willing to do the things that unsuccessful people won't do. And the simplest example is you're confronted with a staircase and an escalator. What do you think most people do? They go up the escalator, right? It's easy. But doing it the different, not that you have to do it the hard way, but something that might take a little more effort, or something that you're willing to do that other people aren't. Take the stairs is going to get you to the success. So again, it can be those little things that you're willing to make a choice of, do I eat a donut or do I eat an apple? Do I go work out for 10 minutes or do I sit on the couch? Do I make a phone call or do I go watch TV? So the choices are yours. And yeah, it's not always the easy choice. It's not always the choice you want to make, but in your heart, making the right choice is going to get you closer to your goals. Right? So think about, maybe take a minute and maybe pick one of the goals that you've kind of set for this year, or something that you'd like to work on to improve, and maybe take a minute to jot down a few simple little things that you could do that will help you reach that goal. And again, I'm not going to ask you necessarily to share. If you want to, you can, but again, if it's something more personal, I'm not going to make you share, but take a minute to write that down. What are the simplest, littlest things I can do that are going to get me closer to my goal? And while we're doing that, I see 2 people on the phone. So tell me who's here. Somebody's number is ends in like 94. Who's that?
It's Mary.
Oh, hey, Mary. Glad you're here. And who ends in 08?
Oh, it's Alice Barrios.
Oh, hey, Alice. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Glad to have you guys here. And then we also have Wendy and Laura Morris. Good to see you, Laura. Nice to have you join us. And then Laura Miller. Kira's here, Kelly's here. So glad you guys are all here. Okay, so does everybody have a couple of ideas on paper? And I think like Laura said, if you put a goal in front of you and maybe you put those little steps you're going to take in front of you, put it as your background on your computer or tape it to the mirror so you see it in the morning or something just to keep that in front of you, I think will be huge, to reaching those goals. The other thing, with goals is it's all a matter of habits, I guess. Don't we get in, either you have good habits and they get you where you want to be, or you have bad habits and they sabotage you, right? And I was reading a book recently about habits. And of course, to create a habit, and I don't have the numbers quite right, but it takes about, 3 weeks? Has anybody done any research on habits? It takes about 3 weeks of doing the same thing over and over and over again for it to become a habit. Anybody hear that or know something about that? Wait, you're muted, Laura. You're muted.
Duh, that was dumb. I said I've heard it. I don't know exactly what the number was, but yeah, I've heard that several times.
Yeah.
It's always, it has to do with weight loss. You're talking about it.
Yeah. It's the same no matter what it is. But anyway, so basically, so think about that. So for 3 weeks, if you're like, okay, I don't know, I'll talk business at this point. So let's say for 3 weeks, you need to make a phone call every day. Let's just make it simple. You need to make a contact a day. And you know that that's the one that you hate to do, and you always find an excuse to do it, and that's the one thing that you're not doing. But if you could commit for 3 weeks that you are going to do it no matter what, and it's going to be painful, and you're going to hate it, and every day you're going to be like, oh, I'd rather go sit on the couch, or I'd rather go drink a beer, or I'd rather whatever. There's going to be a zillion things you'd rather do than do that phone call. But I promise you, if you just do it, it's going to get easier and easier because you're going to be more practiced at it. And by the time you do it for 3 weeks, you've created in your brain a habit or a system or an expectation that you're going to do it. And then once it becomes a habit, it's a whole lot easier to do. That's why those bad habits, they're easy to do because they're like in your brain. And so you're going to have to retrain your brain. And so you have to make that conscientious effort to do something that you might not enjoy doing, but really focus for that 3 weeks, a month. Give yourself that month to get through that painful period before it's going to become that good habit. And when you think about having those good habits, like I said, replace those bad habits with a good habit. It's a conscientious choice. What am I doing that's sabotaging me? What could I be doing that's going to move me in the right direction? And again, you want to try to get rid of that bad habit. You have to replace it with a good one, and it's going to take some time. Goes back to that patience we were talking about. So you'll kind of keep that in mind. And I think the other part too of, reaching for goals, when you're doing something different, you're trying to create this new habit. You know what? You might not be successful every day. Again, you're trying something new, and it's okay to fail. And I don't even want to say it's a failure. It's okay not to have a success every day. It's okay that it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to every day. Because what's going to happen when things don't turn out right?
You give up.
That's what that's what we tend to do, right?
Right.
But
Right.
what should we be doing?
Keep going.
Right. Learn from your mistakes. It's okay. Nobody does anything perfectly. I know when we're on Facebook too much, we think everybody else is perfect and we're the failures, right? I think Facebook is like the worst thing for that. But anyway, but learn from your mistakes. You know, try something. And if it works, great. Hallelujah. Do it again. And if it didn't work the way you wanted it to, learn from it. What could you do differently? Why didn't it work out? How could I tweak it to get it better? You know, I promise you, not everybody does everything perfectly. So don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. You're only going to learn from your mistake. I mean, what do they say? You know, I mean, like some of the pro basketball players, I've heard a statistic once that whoever the big famous people are, you know, for every, you know, like how many losses did they have before they had a success? All we know about is their successes. You don't see their journey there and how many failures they had and how many lost games they had or how many baskets they didn't make or whatever along the way, right? So think about that on your journey. It doesn't have to be perfect. But I think if you're taking the steps, you're making the choices to do the right thing, you're going to get there. Right?
Right.
So hopefully that helps. Like I said, I don't care what your goal, what you're thinking about tonight, whether it's personal or business, but I really think it's going to help you get to the right place. So does anybody have any other comments or questions or experiences they want to share about goal setting or anything? You guys inspired to maybe set a goal? And follow through with the goal? That's probably even more important. We can all set the goals, right?
Right.
Right.
So, and like I said, and I just find too, like I said, just think every day, the little things you do, it doesn't have to be a big change. I'm going to throw this all out the window and do something new. Just a little something, one little thing in the right direction for whatever you want to do. Save a penny instead of spend a penny. It will get you there. So, okay. So with that said, there was your inspiration for the day. Hopefully it'll inspire you, but I really do encourage you guys, take the stairs or the Slight Edge, read one of them, super easy books. And I think they'll really inspire you to do as we're talking with this. So, okay. Who has any ideas about what the new tools might be?
I have no idea. It's got to be something summer.
Yeah, or that might not even come out till summer. Okay, well, I'll tell you, I haven't seen any of the tools. I have not seen anything. There's only one line of new things that I've been informed about, and that is, drum roll, who's ready for some new cookware? Anybody?
Really?
Yes.
Really?
They will be doing the cookware.
Oh, no.
And do you want to hear the best feature of the new cookware?
Yeah.
It goes in the dishwasher.
Oh.
So
Wow.
I think it's non-stick. Like I said, I haven't really seen much. I mean, I haven't seen anything. I've seen a snippet of a picture that I'll kind of share with you guys here. But I believe it's not. I think we're getting away from the two lines of cookware. You know, now we have stainless and we have executive.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
I believe we're going to one line and it's all going to be like a non-stick, but it does go in the dishwasher. So I think that's going to be like super duper big, huge selling piece. So the reason I'm telling you this and the reason I can spill the beans about the cookware is tomorrow, the discontinued list is going to come out. Okay. So watch for the Stir, you know, that's that weekly email newsletter that you get from Pampered Chef. There will be a little snippet in there about the discontinued products with a link that will take you to the website where you can get the list. Okay. So there are 60 things on this list. So
Wow.
I know. So a lot of it's cookware. When you think about all the sets and pieces that we have between the two lines of cookware, all that's part of it. So that's probably about half of it right there. I also know they're redesigning the cook's tools. Like, you know how the current spatula and spoon, the nylon tools match the cookware. You know, they have the fancy handle on them. I
Yep.
believe that whole line is going away, and there's another new line coming out to match the new stuff. So that's kind of a big chunk of it. More than that, I don't know. So I'll be as surprised as you guys tomorrow. Now, some things to think about with discontinued products. As you know, there's going to be some favorites that are going to go away. I'm sorry if there are, but that's just kind of a fact of life. I mean, Pampered Chef is continuing with this new product development team. What they're saying is they're curating the line, and they're really trying to get the line to be the best of the best, not to be like duplicates of things. I think sometimes we have like cookware, there's, you know, I mean, there's differences between the two lines, but really, you know, it's kind of hard to make the difference between the two. So I think they're really trying to get the line very concise, and that, you know, when people think of Pampered Chef, they're going to know it's the best. So again, it's going to be the best of the market. It's going to do more than other things that are on the market that might be similar to it. And same thing too, if we have some products that might not be performing as well, they're going to go away. So that's kind of where the direction that they're going with that. Oh, the other thing that I know is going away is some of the barbecue tools are being discontinued. They said they're kind of weak sellers, but they're introducing a few other new things to kind of take their place or to add to the line. Some cookbooks are going away. Again, people aren't really using cookbooks like they used to. I mean, I know I don't. I go online for everything. So I think it's just a matter of a short time. I think all the cookbooks will be gone, but some of the cookbooks are going away. And let's see, what else do I know about that? So cookware, barbecue tools, cookbooks, cookware, barbecue tools. Those are the big things.
So Kristen, can you hear me, Kristen? Sorry,
Yeah,
this is Wendy. I have two parties coming up, one on the 20th and one on the 26th. Do I need to look at that list before so that no one orders anything like that's discontinued?
No, that's a great question. I'm glad you brought that up. So with everything that's on the list, it's while supplies last. So some things might sell out before the end of the season, which is February 28th. So really, Wendy, your party's this month, you shouldn't have any problem.
Okay.
Because because the end of the current selling season is February 28th.
Okay.
But from the 16th, when actually things are while supplies last right now, like on the stainless cookware. I think some people have already had trouble adding some of those pieces to carts. I think some pieces might already be gone. Has anybody experienced that? I don't sell much stainless, so I'm not really sure. But anyway, so it'll be while supplies last. And the way it works is when you're at a party, if you enter a person's order and you're able to add the item to the cart, it is reserved for them. They got it. Okay. So you definitely want to
make the payment first. Do they have to make the payment first, or is it just in the cart?
Once it's in the cart, it is reserved for them.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you happen to, so let's say a piece of cookware, you add it to the cart and it's kind of reserved for them. And let's say 2 days later, you get notification, Pampered Chef will say, oh, the executive skillet is sold out. You know, just be aware, you can't use it anymore. If it's already in the cart, they got it. But after you get that notice where they say, oh, it's gone, you would not be able to add it anymore. And when you try to add it, you'll get an error message saying it's no longer available.
And that's after we get the notice that it's gone.
Right. So in Stir and also on the website, there'll be notification. Oh, this is sold out, you know, or whatever. So they'll keep you updated if things sell out early.
Okay.
Now, some things may not sell out early. I don't know what kind of stash they have of stuff. So, you know, the intention is we make it to the end of the season, but then sometimes people get crazy and they tell everybody, oh, order 50 million of these so that they can get it. So anyway, so just kind of be conscientious of that. So again, once it's in the cart. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is if you put it in a cart, you get notice that it's gone, and maybe for whatever reason that customer changes their mind, oh, I don't think I want that cookware after all, and you remove it, and then you try to go back and add it again, it's not going to happen. Does that make sense to you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So along those lines, I recommend if you're at a show, put the orders in right then and there. Work on your iPhone, work on your laptop, work on the app, do something so that you're live, so that you can see if the items are going to go in that cart or not. Okay? Because if you take the orders and then go home and do it, then you might run into problems where something's sold out, you can't add it to the cart, now they can't get their special, blah, 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 blah. So if you're doing it live, you can deal with those issues right there at the party. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, so hopefully things will last, but if not, just wanted you to be aware of that. Once you get the discounted list, you're more than welcome to share it with customers. And kind of the words that I use when it comes to that is, just kind of tell them like it is. We're coming into a new season. We're going to be introducing a whole bunch of new items in our catalog. Of course, we have to make room by letting some go away. And I let them know that sometimes, it is an item that might not be as popular, or, there's a number of reasons why it might not be going away. They're still great products. I don't want people to feel like it's not a great product. I mean, they're all great. I mean, they have our name on it. We stand behind it. We have the warranties, everything else. So I don't want customers to feel like they shouldn't be purchasing those items, like there's something wrong with them. Oops, shoot, I have my shelf is falling behind me. These books are falling off. It's like, good thing I'm not at that half of the office. Anyway, so I let people know it's like, they're still great products. They're going to perform well for you. They're just, we have to make room in the catalog for something new. So a few things have to go away. And that's kind of how I word it. So continue to sell them. If you don't want to share that list with your customers, it's okay too. I mean, I think as consultants, we make a much bigger deal out of the products going away and coming in than the actual customer does too. I think to the average customer, if we didn't say anything, they'd be, paging through the catalog and they just select from whatever's there. I think we kind of make it a bigger deal than it is. So anyway, so share if you want, do it, if you don't, that's okay too. And the other thing too is, so back to cookware, with having a line like that go away, you might have people who are hosting a party in the next month to get cookware. I would go ahead with the party. I wouldn't even tell them about new cookware coming out. They're getting a great set of cookware, right? Who has our cookware? I know Kelly does.
I do.
How long have you guys been cooking with our cookware?
I love it.
I know.
Actually, I honestly have to say I don't use my stainless.
And I know, because I remember, when you bought it, you're like, I don't know, whatever. I mean, I have a couple of pieces and I use them on occasion, but it's that executive that I love.
Right.
So, yeah. And again, too, I've been cooking on it as long as we've had it, which I think has been at least 10 years. And it's as good as the day I got it. So, so don't, because the problem is if you have a host who's wanting cookware and then you say, oh, by the way, we have something new coming out in March. What do you think is going to happen to that party?
They're going to wait and the party won't be good.
Right. She's going to reschedule, blah, blah, blah. She is getting a fantastic line of cookware. She's getting a lifetime warranty on that cookware. It is fantastic. So just go with it as is. Sell her the current line and she's going to be happy. And for all you know, she's not even going to know there's new cookware coming out next month, right? Is she going to come into a party next month? No, probably. I mean, she might, maybe one of her friends, but it's not. And even if she were to go and then say, oh gosh, new cookware, why didn't I get that? Just let her know, she has a great set of cookware that you've been using it for years and years and years. You wouldn't have sold her something that wasn't good. Okay. So in that respect, like I said, I used to make a bigger deal out of the discontinued list and the new products and all that stuff. And I really found to not, if you want to keep your show schedule as is, it's better off not to say anything at all. Just kind of go along with the flow with what's happening, and, it's tucked in the back of your head. If something comes up not being added to a cart, now you can deal with it. You know why, but I don't think you need to make a big deal out of it. If you start advertising new tools, new cookware, new this, and especially if you do it now, I guarantee you will have no shows in February. Everybody's going to want to go for the new thing. Because why? You're excited about it. So now they are too.
Where do we find that list at, Kristen?
Tomorrow, when you get your STIR, which is the newsletter, there'll be a link to the website. So it'll be somewhere,
Okay.
they'll start like, just like now under the training and resources tab, there's a whole section for the fall winter products, that has training and resources.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to start a new section for spring, summer, and
Okay.
that's where it's going to be. So, but you'll get a link in the STIR tomorrow. So I say, print the list, be aware of coming and going, or what's going away, but don't make a big deal out of it. Don't advertise new tools. Don't put it out on Facebook. Just keep going. And what are you going to be most excited about between now and the new tools?
What's in the catalog currently?
And what's on sale next month for hosts?
Oh, Rock Rocks.
Rock Rocks.
Yeah.
Is that not like the best line of cookware?
Yeah.
So if you are going to your parties, showing a Rock, being excited about a Rock, guess what? Guess what people are going to want? Rock Rocks.
Right.
So that's what you need to be excited about. Don't worry about the rest. And for that same reason, I wouldn't go to a show right now showcasing cookware, because then they are going to want to book to get it. And then you're going to have to deal with that whole thing. Right. So I'm taking cookware out of my demo right now. I'm going to be highlighting Rock Rocks. I'm booking parties for February. I'm excited about what we have to offer right now. And then in the middle of February, when I'm booked and I'm ready to start moving, then I'll start saying, and again, I'm not even going to make that big of a deal. I want people to book in March. Why? For stoneware, right? Don't even worry about it. Because you know what? If you start talking too much about the new tools, what's going to happen to your parties at the end of February?
Cancel.
Right.
Yeah.
They're going to say, oh, I want to wait for March. I want that new catalog.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And even though, there's 60 things going away and I don't know how many new ones are coming, how much of that, what's the percentage of that to the catalog? Like next to nothing.
Right.
90% of the catalog is staying the same. So as Laura said, be excited about what we have. Be excited about the current catalog. Be excited about our current specials. And let the other stuff kind of, come into it as necessary. But like I said, the problem is we get so excited about the new products that you kind of shoot yourself in the foot, because as soon as you start talking about it, it kills your business for February. So I recommend just kind of being excited about what we have. And then surprise, March 1st, we have new stuff. And then use that to book your parties. Because like I said, I don't want you guys losing the parties that you have.
Really
Or getting
quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I should know this, but we have spring and fall new products, and then do we have another thing, usually a little one in the summer or something?
Generally, but not always.
Okay. So
this
just
will be
spring and,
yeah,
just
this will
spring and fall.
Yeah, this will be the big product launch will be this one. So, because again, last summer, it was like, 3 items, the ice cream, it was a big thing. It was the ice cream maker, cold brew coffee, and then the molds and stuff. So,
Right.
but little in terms of numbers. So, okay. So, so back to cookware. So the things I know about it is, it's going to be dishwasher safe. All pieces are going to be sold open stock, which is exciting because, there's so many people that want a piece that's only sold in a set.
Oh, nice.
So they're all sold open stock, but there will be a 6-piece starter set, as they're calling it, that will be a host only combo. So that'll be a good way to get people to boast the host. If they want a set of cookware at half price, they can do it that way. And what else did I find? Oh, and then something else to keep in mind. They will be redoing the double burner griddle and double burner grill pan.
Oh,
But those for now are going to be the current line into the next season. And those new pieces to match the new set are not coming out till fall.
okay.
They just don't have them ready yet. Okay, so that's a little confusing, but so those 2 double burner pans are going to be the old executive, and they will be offered during the current into the new spring season. Okay. For this month, for the free for all, if you earn level 2, you're getting some cookware. So if you want free cookware, do everything you can to get a show on, get shows going, do virtual parties, get orders coming in, whatever, because that's where you're going to get some cookware. So questions on that, discontinued products or the cookware? And again, I don't know more than, I'm telling you everything I know. Something else to keep in mind as we're moving into the new season, for those of you that are new, as I said, the current season, the current catalog, all goes through February 28th. Okay. Then starting March 1st is when you'll use the new catalog at your shows and for selling to customers. So as we're winding down into that season, this is a good time for you guys to be selling catalogs and swapping catalogs with each other. Some of you might have too many, and of course you don't want them to go to waste. Some of you might be getting short on catalogs, and you know they're more expensive to buy just 25 than 100, so you really don't want to go to the website and order them. So I suggested this time of year you guys get on Facebook on our team page, and hey, I got 50 extra, who needs them? That person can then contact you and buy from you instead. Make sense?
Yep.
So kind of keep that in mind as you're looking at your stuff. And then in terms of a schedule, in terms of when everything is coming out, as you guys know, January 29th is the spring launch party. So if you're local and can make it, we're having a viewing party at my house, and I will have the new tools. So we'll watch the video together. It's going to have some good sales tips and everything for the new line. You'll see the products that way. But then I'll have them at my house so that you can play with them, or at least see them. We're not going to cook with them, but you'll see them to get your hands on them. For people that can't make it to the party, the video will be available through Consultants Corner. Again, they'll email you links and stuff about it. It will be available through Consultants Corner starting 7 p.m. Central Time, which is 6 p.m. in Denver. And then you can view it anytime. So if you're available at 6 and want to watch it, great. If you're, work that night and you can't make it till the next morning, it's going to be there the next morning. So if you can't make it to the live party, do make a point to watch that video sometime in the next couple of days after the 29th. Okay. So who else planning on coming to the party?
Me.
Oh, come on, Laura. The other Laura.
Oh, me. I said me. Oh, the other one.
Laura Morris needs to come.
I'm coming.
Yay, Wendy. Was that you, Wendy?
Yes.
Yay, awesome. Okay, so that's going to be your first opportunity to see the tools, and I'll make one of the new recipes. It'll be a lot of fun. Then, in terms of changeover kits, let me get my dates for you guys. Okay, so if you were active in November, December, or January, just one of those 3 months, you submitted $150 in sales, you will get a changeover box. And that is 25 of the new catalogs, a new season's best, and any new training materials. Okay?
If you're brand new? How does that work?
I believe if you're brand new, they send it out automatically. So like
Okay.
Your 2 new girls will get, like Kim, it doesn't matter because she's active, but Vicky, she signed up in January. She should get the changeover box.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So then you guys will, that is coming the week of the 29th. So right after launch on the 29th, expect your box sometime a couple days after that. Then if you ordered and if you earned free tools in December, you're also going to get them with that changeover box. Okay. If you earn free tools in January, those tools will ship the week of February 12th. Okay.
Do we know what those are yet?
No,
Okay.
we do not know. We'll know all that at spring launch. They'll have a list of what you earned at each level at spring launch.
Okay.
And that'll probably be, and all the material, like I said, this list of what do you earn and training materials and all that will go live after spring launch. I don't know if it'll be that night, the 29th, but for sure on the 30th. I'd say by 10 o'clock in the morning, everything will be live at the website. So you can get your fingers on everything. Training videos and everything you need for the season. Okay. And again, my guess is it's going to be under the training and resources tab. And again, there'll be a whole section for spring, summer products. Okay. Let's see what else I wanted to tell you guys. Okay, so you guys, like I said, so keep in mind during the month of February, you guys are going to have all your materials and your catalogs, and this is your time to train and learn and play. But again, none of that's available to customers until March 1st. Okay, don't get crazy on Facebook about it, because even if you're ready to book March, remember that there's other people like on our team and in the area that might not be where you are with a full calendar. And, they're still trying to book parties. They're still trying to hold parties. So if and some of us have a lot of the same friends on Facebook. So if you're out there advertising new products, you might be hurting another team member's business. So that's why I say kind of keep it hush hush till it's all said and done. Okay. Those of you that went to conference, you guys probably got an invitation to view some new training that's online. It's called the Party Experience Training. So Kelly, you were at conference. Does this sound familiar, and did you participate?
I did not participate, but I did get the emails.
Okay, so I am going to suggest that you do participate. So that
Okay.
you have opportunity to it up front. If you need to find those links again, let me know and I'll get you in the right direction for that.
Okay.
Now so again, if you went to conference, you get kind of a sneak peek of it, and I've gone through and it's really, really good training.
Okay.
Soon that is coming to everybody. So kind of be on the lookout in the next couple of weeks, maybe a month, to what's called Party Experience Training. And there is, some really easy, doable tips to make your live parties and your virtual parties better. So that's what it's all about. There's 2 different trainings there. And they're making viewing the training a prerequisite to get a virtual party pack. So those of you that are doing virtual parties, so if you guys are familiar with the party packs, they have recipes and tips, and basically it's a theme show all done up for you. They're putting together a virtual party pack. So it's going to have your posts.
Training. So if you do this training, then somehow that connects you that you get one of those.
Then you can get to the party pack.
Okay.
Okay. And from what I understand, the party pack is basically a party to go, like instead of like me doing an outline and then you guys having to copy that or create, spending all this time doing your own outline, Pampered Chef's given us an outline. So, and again, they have professionals do this, so it's going to be better than what I can do. I guarantee it. So anyway, so be on the lookout for Party Experience Training. And when it comes out, go through the modules. They're like 5 minutes each. There's like 5 modules for the live party experience, and there's 5 modules for the virtual party experience.
And where do we be on the lookout for that? Where should we be watching for that?
You'll probably
Is that
get
going to
an
be
email.
an email to us?
So you'll get an email or watch Stir.
Okay.
And or I'll advertise it to you guys too. Like when I see it, I can put it on our team page. But I know home office will notify you.
Okay.
So so take advantage, because they're going to want you to go through the party experience training before they're going to give you the party pack. And that's a virtual party pack. Okay. And they are doing updates to the home page. I don't know if you guys, when you get to Consultants Corner, if you ever click on home, it takes you to a very different looking page. Have you guys experienced that?
Yes.
And and it's super easy to add, to get to your parties, get to everything you need. It's a whole lot easier to navigate than Consultants Corner. So they're looking to enhance that and expand that and make more and more of Consultants Corner like that. And in line with that, the My Shows page, that's the next thing that's getting a redo. And that's going to have a look like that home page and a function like that home page, like within the next month or so.
Oh, nice.
So again, we'll all have to learn it, but it's going to be so easy to navigate. I don't think it's going to be a big deal, but don't be surprised one day when you go in and it like looks totally different, because I'm sure they're going to let us know in Stir, like, hey, it's coming, but that's kind of a heads up on that. So, okay. That is all I know for now. And like I said, I just wanted to kind of get you guys, it always, the season transition can be kind of a weird time. And so that's why I just kind of wanted to give you guys some tips for success. And really I say, ignore and just do what you're doing, book your parties, be excited about what we have. And then when the new tools come in February, then start marketing those.
Okay.
Okay, because nobody wants to kill their February business, right?
Right.
So we all want to have a good, and again, every month that's strong leads you into the next month. So you have a good, strong February, guess what? You're going to have a great month for sharing those new tools. Okay, and then other meetings, let me say, so spring launch is coming up on the 29th. Then normally we meet, the first Monday of every month for recipe night, but because of the 29th, I'm going a week later. So that would be Monday, the 12th of February is going to be recipe night. And we will play with the new tools. We will do new recipes at that. And there is only one training. Usually I do one and then Dawn does one on Tuesday, the 13th, but she's not able to do that. So everybody will be at my house on the 12th.
Kristen, the Estes thing,
Oh yeah, good question. Yes.
do we just mail a check to you, or what do we need to do on that?
You can go to PayPal. So you can do one or two things. You can go to PayPal and search for, if you go back to the information I posted online, read through that. And Amber, who's the gal who's taking the money and kind of doing the registration part of it, she has her email there. So you would search for her search for her email on PayPal.
Okay.
So go do that. Or yes, if you want to get a check to me, I will forward it on to Amber.
And how much was it? 85?
It's $85. And that is for registrations before February 7th. So if anybody's thinking about going, you can fill in your registration anytime to let us know that you're coming. And then just make your payment by the 7th so you get the early bird discount.
Okay.
Okay. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be kind of like what we do up in Breckenridge, but bigger and better because we're going to be networking with other teams. So I know it's, I don't know these names if you know them or not. Amber Speck, who's another director up in Loveland, and Rebecca Knowlton, Janet Moffat, who's down in Pueblo, and her team, Shan Fields, Dawn, me. Trying to think who else is involved. I think it's that. So again, think of the power in that many directors and our teams and the networking. So it's going to be more like conference where you get to really mix and mingle and network with other people and other teams and learn some new ideas that way, more so than just what we have going on in our team. So it's going to be fun. So I encourage you guys all to consider that. Information's on the Facebook page. It's like April 6th, 7th, and 8th, I think, are the dates.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions or anything else I can help you guys with?
No.
Okay, well, thanks for joining in. It's always good to see everybody's smiling faces. And, reach out to me. Let me know how I can help you guys with anything, and we'll have a good season.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You got it.
Thank you.
Good night. Bye, girls.
Bye.